Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday, August 16th. Another very pleasant morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Looks like a nice day to close out the work week. High pressure has been anchored over the Midwest and northeastern part of the country for the last couple of days, generating some spectacular weather around here. That high tends to shift off the northeast coast this weekend, and there's plenty of moisture down in the southeastern part of the country. Some of that will ride northeastward along the east coast. Clouds certainly look like they'll increase in the Mid-Atlantic region this weekend, and the threat for showers will increase as well, especially across D.C., where showers are quite likely on Sunday. Possibility of some showers as far north as the Philadelphia region come late Saturday night and Sunday. New York City is likely to hold on the very northern fringes of any shower activity. They could possibly stay dry in that region right through the upcoming weekend. Before we get to the details of the local weather situation for the weekend, let's go to the tropics. We have a couple of systems of interest. Nothing intensified tremendously overnight. This is the Caribbean system. What we're looking at here is kind of a combination of IR imagery followed by, at the end, the visible image as the sun has come up. This is the Yucatan Peninsula region of Mexico. Here is that area of interest. It weakened as it moved over the northern Yucatan Peninsula, but now it's just about ready to move over into the Gulf of Mexico. Intensification is likely over the next 12 to 24 hours or so as it moves into the Gulf of Mexico region. And it may not ever reach tropical storm status, but we'll have to monitor that over the next 24 hours or so. Whether it reaches tropical storm status or not, it looks like it could bring some heavy rainfall to portions of the Gulf coastal region over the weekend. And some of that moisture could ultimately head northeast towards the east coast by the early or middle part of next week. Well, let's now take a look at the second area of interest. This is still way out there in the eastern Atlantic. Still a tropical storm, Erin, with sustained winds at 40 miles per hour, minimal tropical storm at this point. Here's the satellite viewpoint of Tropical Storm Erin. It is more disorganized than it was yesterday morning. Now, this is the map that we showed yesterday from the University of Wisconsin that also has the dry air or the Saharan dust coming off the west coast of Africa, indicated here by the oranges. And notice, Erin is headed for a pocket of dry air right in this region right here. Again, here's Erin moving basically west-northwest to northwest, and it certainly will encounter some dry air over the next 24 hours or so. So that will, again, continue to inhibit its intensification prospects. So expect it to remain a tropical storm status and not reach hurricane status over the next couple of days. We'll see what happens beyond that, if it indeed survives that encounter with the dry air. But this dry air has been a significant feature over the last several weeks, and it's really one of the main reasons why we have not had a single hurricane yet in the Atlantic Basin, at least from those waves coming off the west coast of Africa. Speaking of the African west coast, there's another wave here. It's right at the coast right now, and it's quite an active scene here over Africa, and it looks like there will be many more opportunities for tropical systems over the next couple of weeks. All of these are moving with the tropical trade winds from the east to the west, and this one is quite impressive looking on the heels of what is now Tropical Storm Erin. Well, let's get back to the continental U.S. Here's the latest surface map, and again, the main features really haven't moved all that much from yesterday morning. High pressure continues to sit over the Great Lakes region, the Midwest, the northeastern part of the country, just providing a spectacular region from Wednesday through today in this part of the country. Meanwhile, that cool front that set the stage for this nice weather still sits right over the Gulf coastal region, way down south for this time of the year. Lots of heavy rainfall riding along this boundary zone in this part of the country, and that will continue for the next couple of days. Meanwhile, the moisture from this Caribbean tropical system looks like it'll head towards the north and west, and very well can enhance the rainfall in the western and perhaps central Gulf coastal region over the next few days. Well, let's walk through some computer forecast maps for the weekend. This is from last night's Zero-Z GFS model run. It's kind of a tough forecast here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Exactly how far north those showers will roam as we progress through the weekend is still a little bit in question. Certainly more likely to reach the D.C. region as compared to Philadelphia and New York City. Philadelphia could have a few showers on Sunday. New York City, again, is going to be on the very northern fringes of any shower activity during the second half of the weekend. Perhaps a shower, but perhaps also remaining completely dry right through the weekend in the New York City metro region. This is the forecast map for tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. We'll start off with that same high pressure anchored over the northeastern part of the country. Notice this moisture, though, right along the mid-Atlantic coast, the southern mid-Atlantic, all the way down into the southeastern part of the country. This tends to advance to the north over the weekend as this high advances to the east, shifting off the east coast by the latter part of the weekend. But certainly a very comfortable morning starting off the weekend on Saturday morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Now here's the forecast map for tomorrow night, Saturday evening. Now one big event here, that high will shift off the northeast coast, and that will allow for some of this moisture to start riding to the north and east. Again, at this time by tomorrow night, just on the doorstep of the D.C. metro region, and indicated here by the light greens on the GFS model run. And let's now jump ahead to Sunday morning. By Sunday morning, that high still sits off the northeast coast, and precipitation has moved into central part of New Jersey, southeastern part of Pennsylvania. Certainly the D.C. metro region looks like they'll have some shower activity on Sunday. Again, nothing on the heavy side. Philadelphia, maybe a few showers. New York City may stay in the clear in terms of precipitation during the day on Sunday. Here's the forecast map for Sunday evening. Now, one thing that happens at this time, the northern extent of this precipitation tends to grind to a halt at one point, so that's why it's kind of a difficult forecast. The shower activity looks like it'll be progressing to the north over the weekend, probably into the D.C. region, maybe into Philadelphia, and then it might grind to a halt, and that is the reason why New York City could certainly stay totally dry right throughout the weekend. Finally, by Monday morning, this is the forecast map for Monday morning. GFS is depicting a light area of precipitation pretty much throughout the I-95 corridor and the eastern part of Pennsylvania, extending from right near New York City down to D.C. So again, there can be a couple of showers on Monday up and down the I-95 corridor. Nothing on the heavy side Sunday or Monday, but the great weather we've had since Wednesday will gradually give way this weekend to first the increasing clouds and then the increasing threat for showers. Stay tuned to the SIWeather.com for any updates on the tropical situation later today. That's it for now. I'm the SI meteorologist,